Hey y'all, welcome to our South Georgia garden.
We're sitting on the benches in our fountain garden, and we want to take you on a tour of this fountain garden, of its development.
Yes, it's a cool winter's day and not much is blooming right now, but we're going to show you some footage of how we developed this garden and hopefully it'll bring a little ray of sunshine to your day.
When we were creating our Savannah-style courtyard garden, we saw this fountain and decided it would be a great addition for a Savannah-style courtyard garden.
Yes, and we thought we could place it on the terrace so that just as you exit the house, you're entering the garden, it would be beside the steps and would give that lovely sound of water, which is so important in a garden. When we decided we wanted to move to the coast, we thought this fountain would be just the perfect accent to make that new home a coastal cottage garden.
Yes, and instead of placing it on a back brick terrace, we placed it next to the brick walkway leading up to the front door, which allowed us to plant some cottage plants to the entrance of our new coastal cottage garden home.
And the sound of that water really was inviting for visitors coming to our home. We decided that we wanted to have more gardening area, so we found a place out in the country. And we wanted to create a country-style garden.
With lots of southern comfort, and what has more southern comfort than a relaxing sound of water from a fountain?
So as before, we wanted that sound of the fountain to be where it could greet visitors coming into our garden. So we think we found the perfect place just off our sidewalk near the front of our house. So we set to work to prepare this bed. We knew we had to take up the sod, put down manure and mulch so that we would have a great planting place for the new plants that would go here. We hoped this would be a lovely entrance to our home as we created this fountain garden.
And here is the assembled fountain that has been disassembled and reassembled now 3 times. Sitting in this newest place, our new fountain garden. And here is a picture of the fountain garden all ready for planting.
And bringing elements from our past into our new country garden is kind of what it makes us feel more at home, which is country style to us. Very homey, relaxed, and lots of southern comfort.
Our garden style is to have a defined area and then to set plants out inside that area to see how they fit within our garden style.
Yes, so we don't really put it on paper. We prefer to actually be in the space and see what feels right for the paths that go through, how we're going to manage the garden space, and put the plants in around that idea.
Which means we move the plants several times before they go into the ground.
Yes, they get moved around. We'll sit them a while, we'll look at it, assess how it fits and the feel, and then we make our final decision of putting them in the ground.
We decided to create a path from the sidewalk to the fountain in this garden, and along that path we placed these 2 garden benches that have been with us now just as the fountain in 3 different gardens.
Yes, and we feel that a garden is more welcoming if it has places to sit and take in the garden, to dream a while and enjoy nature around you. So we felt that the benches would add a lot to our fountain garden. We also brought with us other planters and columns and things because we try to reuse things in our garden whenever possible.
As guests enter the sidewalk to our front porch, we wanted them to have the feeling of stepping into a garden. So we placed stone urns on each side of the sidewalk with plantings in the urns and plantings around them so that they would have the sense of being in a garden.
So these urns made the fountain garden extend and encompass both sides of the sidewalk when guests arrive. That first spring and into the summer, we filled in with annuals and we seeded zinnias that came up because we wanted to give it time to see what would work in this full sun garden.
To watch and see how the perennials and shrubs, how they would grow and hopefully thrive in this full sun garden.
Right, and so we wanted to give them room and space to see how it would develop.
And see how plants would play together.
Yes. We also wanted to make sure that the paths we had set up were placed correctly for entering the garden and for working the garden beds. We enjoyed having the benches there, and it was nice to spend some summer days sitting on the benches.
And those summer days rolled right on into fall.
And many of our summer blooming plants continued blooming because our fall here is quite warm and humid still.
Fall and summer do mingle together.
But in the late evening on a fall day, it was really nice to stroll through the garden.
And see different plants there, such as those bright red dragon breath celosia.
And the marigolds, orange marigolds behind them.
Yes, and a mountain daisy that hasn't quite started blooming yet, but it sure is full.
And then entering around the sidewalk, we saw more of the little marigolds and some of the zinnias still popping through.
Adding some still summer color in the beginning of fall. Then looking back across at the chase trees that are there.
They're still quite tiny this time, this first season.
And I see some rosemary in with the marigolds.
It's nice just to stroll down the sidewalk. It's so relaxing and enjoyable to take a walk down towards the fountain and just to hear the birds in the background. And that fountain is so soothing and relaxing, a nice way to enjoy the evening.
We still have our Mexican sage there and some other plantings. We've moved some things around and added some things, but this is how the garden looked as we began it. This is actually the fall of 2023. So just in one season, this garden sprang to life in this area and gave us color, structure, and a feeling that our new South Georgia garden was going to be more than a blank slate surrounded by pasture grass, but it was going to be a garden that we could enjoy planting and piddling around in each day.
And this little area is a microclimate near that sago palm that was here when we bought the house. So it was the perfect place to have a small tropical garden because it had a microclimate from being in the corner of the house up against the brick. So this is our tropical garden. And across the path are more typical southern plants such as the salvias and the sages, along with the lamandra.
One of our favorite plants is this Java Glory Bower, a clerodendron. Here it is in its first season, right next to the garage door, driveway. We found this Java Glory Bower at the Coastal Georgia Botanicals plant sale. Botanical gardens have great plants for sale at their plant sales, very usual ones too. As you move around the edge of the driveway and look at the various plantings, some celosia, it's an annual of course, it does reseed freely throughout. Right along the edge of the driveway, we planted some junipers, low-growing junipers, that would serve as an evergreen anchor for this edge of the garden.
And wow, now those junipers, persanii junipers, really have grown and have filled in all the way out to the pathway, to the driveway.
Yes, they have. And look at those chase trees. They've just grown so much.
Right, and we have some zinnias that are just jumping out on the driveway also.
Everything is just really exploded in growth, so much bigger and fuller.
Yeah, what is it that they say about gardens? The first year they sleep, the second year they creep,
and the third year they leap. I would say these plants are leaping.
Yes, now that everything is kind of at the end of its third year, it seems so phenomenal. We're really pleased with this garden. Of course, we have changed a few things. Some things didn't quite make it, but we've added other things.
Yes, and of course, one of the noticeable things are the urns there. We've changed them out and put junipers in them.
Right, because the junipers can just tolerate our heat and sunshine so much that they are the perfect fit for those two urns.
And kind of give a bonsai look to those urns as well.
They do. So we sort of dress up around them with our color and have just that simple green bonsai look in the urns as you enter from the driveway down the sidewalk.
And they look the same. It doesn't matter what time of year.
Yes.
And then it's just so amazing how much this garden has grown and filled in. We've actually had to move some plants out.
Yes, some things have overgrown their space, haven't they?
They have. And as you said, Belinda, we've changed a few things, but that's the fun of gardening.
Yes, and see those white guar there?
Yes, they just accentuate that area so much.
And the blossoms on those chase trees, the insects and birds love those.
They really do. And the chase trees have gotten so big that birds are building nests in them now.
And as you walk between those urns and head down the sidewalk, you hear the sounds of the fountain that invites you in. We enlarged the path leading down to the fountain just a little bit, and the benches on each side of that path make it seem so inviting. The garden has become lush and such a wonderful place to spend time in the garden. The tropical garden has become a wonderful part of this fountain garden. We've added a few plants in that. Having this fountain garden leading towards the house and the porch was such a great decision, and we are enjoying the fountain garden so much. Well, as you can see, we're on our front porch this afternoon.
Yes, we're sitting here enjoying the South Georgia sun after a tour of our fountain garden where we can hear our fountain and hear those wind chimes.
It's nice to be on the front porch this time of year with that western sun giving us that last little bit of warmth.
Yes, the warmth of the South Georgia sun is really nice in late fall.
So we hope you enjoyed seeing how our garden was created from its bare beginnings to how it looks now, 3 years later.
Yes, and it will continue to change as we add plants, take plants out, move plants around, you know, the things that gardeners do. So we'll take you along on that journey as we continue to develop our fountain garden.
Right, that's the fun part of gardening is you can always take something out, change it. It's your garden, do it the way you want it.
That's right. Remember, you're the head gardener in your garden, just as we are in our garden.
And if you have a fountain, or if you're thinking of putting in a fountain somewhere in your garden, please be sure to let us know.
Yes, fountains are such a wonderful addition, Belinda, to a garden. The sound is so calming and relaxing.
It is. We love the sound, and also the wildlife really enjoy coming to our fountains.
Yes, it certainly attracts wildlife. Well, that South Georgia sun is starting to drop behind those Georgia pines over there. Hopefully we'll have another gorgeous sunset today.
Right. So thanks again for watching, and be sure to keep tuning in.
And I think now is time for some sweet tea.
I think so.
Cheers from our South Georgia garden.
Happy gardening!